Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this Thursday, January 2nd, 2020. And finally, at least we're having some sunshine. I'm staring up out my window here. A little wispy high cloudiness there, but at least we're starting off the day with some sun. There probably will be some high clouds coming in later on, but temperatures will respond today. We're going to see those readings rise up into the 40s everywhere. And enjoy today because this is going to be our one day of sun out of the next three. We've got another complex weather system headed our way for Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday morning. So that means more gloomy conditions starting with later tonight and Friday morning with some rain, and then another round of rain for Saturday that in some areas may change over to some sleet or a wet snow. Come Saturday night into Sunday morning. We're going to get into that in a moment. First off, let's look at the Weather Prediction Center's rainfall forecast for the next 7 days. And much of this is front end loaded, but still giving every bit of 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches through most areas from Northeast Virginia to southern New England. You can see some higher amounts being forecast for the Tennessee Valley down into the central Gulf states, some 3 to 5 inch amounts there, and also some heavier amounts just offshore because of a developing low that's going to be off the New Jersey coast come later Saturday night into Sunday morning. Also some active weather out in the Northwest where all the energy has been coming in and will continue to come in into the northwestern part of the United States. So we're in this sliver in between the high clouds that are shooting up from the south. You can see them running across Texas and the Gulf states. And there's some cloudiness streaming to our north across the Great Lakes and into northern New England. So we seem to have bought a space in here where we will have at least some sunshine to deal with today. The radars are showing increasing activity across the Gulf states into Tennessee, and about to move into the Carolinas. And of course, this is rain, and some of that rain is heavy. We've got some snow in the upper peninsula of Michigan, and you can see some scattered areas of snow back throughout Montana and now moving into Washington state. Now, with respect to what's happening at the surface, we have our high. Anytime this time of year a high goes off the southeast coast, you're going to warm up. There's no cold air, clearly. And that means that temperatures are going to respond with that southwest wind ahead of it. You've got a frontal system approaching the western Great Lakes. You have low pressure coming out of the Gulf states. That moisture with that low, which is weak, is going to be surging northeastward, and that's what's going to come in for tonight and for Friday morning. So let's take a look at how this all plays out. We're going to look at the NAM model today and see what it has to say with respect to these rounds of precip that we're going to deal with. So first off, no issues today. And as we said, highs, everybody will see high temperatures up into the 40s. That's the new NAM that's just starting to come out now, but we'll save that as a surprise for later this afternoon and tonight. So here is your rain. Now here we are through 7 o'clock tonight. There's nothing close. Rain moving into Virginia and Kentucky and southern Ohio. Then by the time we get to 1 a.m., looks like much of Pennsylvania to the Jersey state line, down to Maryland and northeastern Virginia into rain. And then that reaches the rest of New Jersey, New York City, the Hudson Valley, southern New England, and Long Island between 1 and 4 a.m. And it looks like it lasts into the morning commute. The rain ends in southern Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey, southward tomorrow morning by 6, 7 a.m. That first batch goes out. Then we're just going to sit and wait for a while as we watch more energy swing out of the Great Lakes. You see that the NAM on Saturday morning has a low. This is at 4 a.m. Saturday, a low in southeast Ohio, and it just kind of jumps it slowly eastward. It gradually redevelops. Ahead of it, we're going to still be on the warm side until the low goes offshore. So we've got some rain here for Saturday and some heavier rain possible Saturday morning into the afternoon. And then once the low moves out, we start to get that colder air coming in on the backside. There's not a whole lot of cold air here. This is basically what I often refer to as do-it-yourself cold air. It's the upper air that's colder, and the dynamics allow for the lower atmosphere to cool if you can get substantial precip to develop. Now, we do see that the NAM does produce some rain and snow, and it changes it over to snow, even down near the coast early Sunday morning. The European is very bullish on this, by the way, in terms of changing it over. I think some of the numbers that you might hear being thrown out by various outlets with regards to what the European is showing, a lot of that may be just biased on sleet. I'm not really overly impressed with this, mainly because of the fact that there's not a whole lot of cold air behind it. I would like to see, when we look at some of these, when we look at the temperatures aloft for Sunday, that to me is probably the most important thing here. I mean, the atmosphere at 5,000 feet gets to below freezing by 1 a.m. Sunday at New York City and points west, and then pulls it down to the coast and offshore by the time we get to 7 a.m. So if there is a precip around as the upper trough comes through, then yes, you might see some snow or some sleet changing over to snow before it ends. But again, at this early stage, I'm not really overly bullish on the idea of accumulating snow. This is what the Weather Service has on its digital forecast through 7 a.m. Sunday. So you can see it's kind of recognizing it for inland spots, northeastern Pennsylvania, on up into northwest New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, into southern New England. Now, we might see these numbers go higher in the next 48 hours or so, but for now, the amounts they're at kind of the beginning of their forecast cycle, so there's not really a whole lot to look at here from the standpoint of of snowfall. Rainfall is going to be somewhat substantial, I think, but it is going to be spread out over the course of a couple of days. So I don't think we really have to worry too much about flooding. Rainfall amounts are going to be on the order of 1 inch to 1.5 inches from New Jersey east, and from about 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches from New Jersey west and south. So the bottom line is, before Weather in 5 becomes Weather in 15, the bottom line is that enjoy today's sunshine, temperatures in the 40s. We'll probably be zooming up into the 50s tomorrow, Friday, and on tomorrow, which is Friday, and for at least for some areas on Saturday. And then Sunday, we'll be back down into the 30s as some colder air comes on in. And we're going to try to figure this all out later today. We'll take a look at some models, what the models tell us as the day wears on, and see if it takes us into a colder direction. But right now, I'm not really overly enthused or concerned about the prospects for frozen precipitation or freezing precipitation here for Saturday night and for Sunday. But stay tuned. Okay, that's it for Weather in 5 today. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine while we have it, because it is going to be going away in short order.